It don't matter the color of the skin, either woman or man, just let the case land. It's here, it's in safe hands. This is God work, not a fake plan. Too many kids being found in these lakes, man. This is MTGV, and you with Miss V. She keep her ear to the street, to a beat. This is the place that you wanna be, but all trolls we delete, you better believe. Just so you know we don't go for those that's taking these souls. We know. But it's getting so out of control. Just so you know,
we have Mr. Kori McGee,
for those that's taking
Javion Magee,
we know,
and also
but it's getting so out of control.
Well. Please smack that.
Thank you for tuning in to MTGV, True Crime TV. Y'all know what it is, man. Team Vibe, Miss V. And make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you leave a comment too. Yeah. We're gonna see you on the flip side, man. Until then.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me remove Javion from here. Thank y'all all for being here. And most of all, I want to welcome in our guest, Mr. Kori McGee. Thank you so much for joining us today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, best as I can.
Yeah, so today marks a month exactly. Today is November 5th, and Javion was laid to rest on October 5th, which was his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So do we know anything more than we did from the beginning?
As far as with the police, I mean, the sheriff, no. As far as investigating is our own investigating with Taylor House. It's pretty much almost the same. I mean, I know a little bit more details of personal people I've talked to, and at this point, I'm just trying to keep the information that I have now, more low key, because I just don't trust the sheriffs at this point. Well, I haven't been trusting them, but now is more stuff that I've obtained now. It's more. I got to keep it under wraps because I can't have them trying to plot and adjust their plans.
Absolutely. And I don't want to be a part of ruining the investigation at all. So at any point, if I ask something that you can't answer, just say that you can't answer it. But we want to remind everybody about Javion, and also for the people that may not know who Javion is, this is something. So what I'm going to be doing is playing like clips of videos that we heard in the beginning and different things like that to get your reaction. And you said a few things at the press conference that I got here, so I'm gonna play that.
That's how he was. He wanted everybody to be together. That was his heart. Always, everybody just to come together. And so if this moment can spark anything, if I can tap into him, I would say he wants this country to come together. Not all this divide and stuff. We all need to come together, because if there wasn't no divide, this wouldn't have happened. That's how he was. He wanted everybody to.
This man, 21-year-old Javion Magee, was found dead at the base of a tree with a rope around his neck.
This was in the Henderson area in northern North Carolina. And over the past week, investigators have been trying to put together a timeline of the night he died. Today, the Magee family held a news conference pushing for transparency in the investigation.
2 days ago, police released this video showing Magee buying rope at Walmart the night before he died. Magee was a truck driver, like his father. A spokesperson for the family says the rope is simply a part of trucking equipment used for the loads they carry. Based on the way Magee died, Magee's family, they're not convinced that he died by it. That belief has been supported by many in Vance County. At the news conference today, people protested for swift and truthful answers, some pointing out the similarities between Magee's death and the 1955 murder of 14-year-old Emmett Till. Magee's father thanked the public for his support in the wake of his son's death.
I appreciate, everybody just swiftly supported, and that helped us, to keep us up in our spirits. Nobody out here wanted to hear this kind of news. Nobody, white, black, nationality want to hear this kind of news in 2024. Figure we was done with this.
This man, 21-year-old Javion.
Okay, so for the people that don't know, that is what they told us happened to Javion. In your words, what do you believe happened to your son today, a month later, over a month later?
I feel like he was unalived. By who? I'm not for sure. But I know for sure he didn't do it himself. He had too much going for him. He was excited about life. He was excited about the directions he was going in. And just give it all up, especially going to North Carolina and, just to do it like that, that wouldn't be a way that I think any man of color or woman of color would choose to go. There's many other options. And if you're driving trucks, it's a lot of ways to go. And that wouldn't be one of them,
Yeah, I mean, it's really insulting. I mean,
Yeah.
all the cases that we've been covering and just seeing that it's something that a lot of people may have been asleep to, but it's happening every single day.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is moving so fast. It happens so frequently that it feels like it's happening every day, and you get the same. They telling you the same thing. Now, you knew Javion and his plans.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things I wanted to ask is that I know at the press conference you said that you hadn't spoke to him. You had spoke to him a couple days before that. Can you share anything with us, like what Javion was doing the couple days prior to going there? And did he talk about anything in preparation to going to North Carolina?
No, I would talk to Javion at nighttime because I drive at night. So that was our time. We would both be in the truck, and we'd just be talking about different things. And what we was currently talking about, one of the things we were currently talking about was a trucking company. And I didn't want to really mess around with it no more because it goes when you if a company don't go good, it can do something. It's like losing a love. You know what I mean? It's like losing a loved one. And so I didn't want to bother with it no more. I done tried it a few times already, and he was the one that was convincing me. Y'all, Dad, we gonna do this. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, we ain't gotta. I said it's rough. You know what I mean? You drive, and I appreciate it. If that's what you want to do, but you can do good just driving. At your age now, you put your money in the right places and then invest a little bit, you'll be all right. I was more concerned with him, with not his health, because on the road you can pick up weight. And I was more concerned with him. That was my thing with him. Hey, man, you're a nice size right now. Just exercise. You can pull up to the Planet Fitnesses. They everywhere. You got he got a gym membership at Planet Fitness. So I said the parking lots, find one where it's a big parking lot where you can take your truck into, hop out, run up in there, get your workout on real good, and hit the road again. And that's what my main focus with him was staying healthy on the road.
And it sounds like he wanted to help you make your dream come true. He has seen you working on it for so long.
Yeah.
That he wanted to make sure that happened for you is what it sounded like to me. Plus, he had to have a love and a desire for it to even get into it, knowing, he's seen you do it over the years.
Yeah. Yeah. He used to ride with me when he was younger, and sometime, and he'll have his little toys in the back of the bed and stuff. So he would have his old little setup back there, and I'll be driving, and he'd be back there playing with his toys and stuff. So he was with me through a lot of the truck. I mean, I've been driving since 21.
Wow, really? Since
Yeah,
what age?
yeah. I got my permit at 18, and I couldn't even drive at the moment. But I wanted to do it, because I saw a young guy my age pull up. I used to do security before that, so I saw this young guy pull up into the guard shack, and he looked my age. So I'm like, man, how do you do that? We can do that. He was like, yeah. So
yeah, sometimes it takes that.
and that was the spark. So immediately I went the next day. I went and got me a CDL book and used that time as security to study. And I just went and got my permit. I went and took the test and got my permit. And I thought maybe somebody will let me drive. Nah.
Now, one thing I wanted to ask you, not to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No,
but I know Javion was working at Walmart. That kind of rung to me. Who was there a specific person that got him that job at Walmart, and what did he used to do? Like, what age was he working at Walmart?
When he that's a whole story. So many stories. Let me try to shorten it. So he used to come visit me for the summer when his mom moved to Texas. He used to come visit me in the summers, and he would want to get. This was the second summer, and he would want to get a summer job. He was trying to get a Subway job down there in Texas with his mom, and they wouldn't hire him, and I was working with him to try to get that job. So I was telling him little tricks to do, how to write stuff on the application to speak to the person reading the application. Right? I told him using them little spaces on the application where it may say education or something. You can only put high school in there or whatever school, but at the same time, it's still space in there. Write a sentence. Talk about yourself. Hey, I'm a hard worker, blah, blah, blah. You hire me, you won't regret it, this and that. So
Walmart was his first job.
Walmart was his first job. So he didn't get that till he got here, but he couldn't, nobody will hire him here either because he had to go back. So
because he was back and forth and they didn't want to hire him for a short time. Okay. Right.
So then he would go, he would get he went to Walmart, and after he got denied a couple of times, of course that's going down your spirit. And so he was just like, I said, Javion, why you ain't getting hired? I said, you're not getting hired for this job because you're not, they don't see you staying. They don't want to go through this process all over again in a month when you go back home. So I asked him, I said, remember I told you about decisions you're going to have to make throughout life. They're going to be hard, but eventually you're going to have to make them and you can't avoid them. So you might as well get ready. This is one of them. And, I had already told him because he was up in age. I said, you can stay where you want to stay. You can live here. You can live with your mom. You can do what you want to do. And I said, if you want this job, when you go to this Walmart interview, if you want this job, you're gonna have to make a decision. And I said, I ain't gonna tell you what decision to make. It's up to you. I said, but if you want this job, it's either you're gonna have to make a decision. So he went. I dropped him off at the interview, and then when he came back, he said he had the job. I was like, really? So to me, I was super happy because I know if he got that job, what decision he had to make. And so I said, so you decided? He said, yeah, Dad. I said, really? Are you sure? He's like, yeah. All right, I said, we got to kind of break this to Mom because she's not going to be happy about this decision you made, And
so that job is what made him decide to live with you.
Not only the job, but just his surround, come on over here, because she trying to help me talk. She can help me with stuff because I get stuck. So she was there. My wife was there.
How are you? Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, she could probably help with certain parts where I'm missing up. So explain to her how the job went with like you said,
not that part of it. I think Kori and Javion had this bond. Well, I know Kori and Javion had this bond, and Javion had a lot of energy, and he valued his father's opinion and his outlook on life. He looked up to him. So I think him being here with him as he be going into his adulthood, that them together and him being around his dad, he got to pick up some, what he needed. What he was trying to do is put what he needs to put into him to be a young man as he was growing up.
Yeah. And I mean, and it sounds about right, about 15, 16, they get to the age where they do maybe need to be around their dad more, and so that's
his mother's were the nurturing part, and then the father's got to come in and put that manhood and show him how to get out there and make a living, and how to carry himself, and just kind of monitor them as they're going to make mistakes, but just trying to monitor them as they go along and teach them.
Right. Now, the reason obviously I ask about Walmart is because that was his last place that he was in,
it's funny, I didn't even realize, I didn't even connect that that was his first job, and he ended up delivering to the distribution center of his first job.
Yeah.
That was something. There's so many connections in this situation that is crazy, when you really think about it.
It really is. I mean, to go to North Carolina, deliver to Walmart distribution, then go to Walmart store. And so, and then one of my questions too was, I wondered if that, because I don't know what he did at Walmart.
He was a stock guy.
He was a stock
guy. He worked in the cooler. I mean, he worked in the he worked in the cooler, but he stocked the shelves in the cooler. You know what I mean? Like the cheese and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So but it was and then COVID happened, so he had to he couldn't work there. He wanted to work. He wanted to keep working. I had to shut the operation down. I ain't trust the president on making decisions right. I didn't trust nobody.
And here we are, election day too.
Yeah, it's election day.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't trust nobody. It was so many people with their own thoughts on things. So what I did was close my house up. I said, nobody comes in. We can go out, but we don't know what's going on. And I just pretty much, we shut down shop before anybody was going in the house. We was in the house.
Yeah, you had enough sense to be like, okay, yeah.
Until something come out that we know, what's going on. So yeah, that's what happened. And then when it was over with, he was graduating. It lasted about a year, so it was graduation time, and I believe that was like the first time really people were starting to kind of come out, of the shots and stuff was out. So he wanted to go out. He would have his other friends and stuff, and they would be out there. And like I said, everybody had their own thoughts, and he would be upset because he couldn't go out. And I said, man, we don't operate like everybody else. We move on our own. I don't do what everybody else do. And I don't care how people look at it. You know what I mean? And because I had lost a friend, a couple of friends. I had my best friend. His brother went and picked his mom up because she was sick, took her to the hospital, and both of them died in the hospital. They don't even know they gone.
Oh, wow.
The mom and the son passed away in the hospital. Well, he dropped the mom off at the hospital, and then he got sick. Then he ended up going to the hospital, and they both passed away, and they don't even know they gone. Each other's gone.
That's horrible.
So I felt like if you didn't go through an experience like that, if you didn't see COVID at work at firsthand, then you wouldn't understand how serious it was.
Yeah. We don't want to talk about that too much.
Yeah.
YouTube, that's like saying the other word almost. They don't.
Oh, okay.
Can't
Okay.
go too deep with that.
Okay.
But I'm sorry for your loss, and I lost some people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go into some clips. I'm start playing some things just to jog everybody's memory. And again, welcome in everybody. Y'all could type in questions or give. I'm gonna open up the lines because he said he'll take some calls if y'all got any questions. If I missed something or we missed something, so let's go.
I started to get right to investigating mode. I had to cry later, and I had to figure out who to tell. That was like the worst part for me. But like, who heart I got to break today? And the first person popped in my head was my grandma, because then I started to get right to investigating.
What made you think about your granny first?
Well, I first person I thought to tell about is his mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to correct it. I saw that and I was like, no, it wasn't. So, but then I wanted to protect my grandma because I knew she was going to be like equally, the moms, the moms in the the grandma, the mom, the grandmoms and stuff. Those who I want to protect, but I can only control my grandma. So I wanted to be there. I want to tell her. So I had to tell my grandma that he had got locked up in North Carolina because somebody had got to her first. So when she called me, and I could tell she knew something. She said, "Kori, where Javion at?" I was like, why? And
Wow.
I'm knowing this news, but I have to fake like I didn't know. So I have to, why? Why are you so, he all right? You know what I mean? And she was like, no, he not. Something wrong. And I'm like, Grandma, he good. And so I had to tell her something. So I told her, she said, what happened in North Carolina? I said, oh, you heard. Well, he got pulled over and he got locked up. Oh my God. So that's what I told her.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to go, me and my brother, we went out there to tell her in person because we couldn't tell her that or we would have had another funeral.
Oh, so that's why you told her. I was wondering.
That's
wow.
why I didn't know. Yeah.
But what made her call so urgently? Like she did know something.
Because I wasn't able to get to everybody. Actually, the person who told her was Tierra's mom.
Oh.
Because her and my grandma, the two grandmas, they talked.
Mm-hmm.
And so she called her, but I guess she realized she didn't know. So she began to tell her, and I guess she stopped.
Oh.
So my grandma knew something. She was like, something not right. First of all, she called me talking about Javion, like, so she knew something. And that's how I knew, because her voice was, I could tell she knew something.
Wow.
But not everything. So I kind of had to play around with what did she know.
At what point did she tell you that she had called him? Because she ended up being the last person.
Yeah.
Right?
She said that actually probably that night. She's like, yeah, because I talked to him at 7:00. She said she had talked to him. And he was rushing me off the phone and blah, 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 this and that. I said, yeah, probably because, he was the police was with him.
Now, okay, she said 7:00 because I know at first it was 6-ish. So now I'm wondering, what's her time zone?
She said 7.
She said 7. What's her time
she
zone?
said 7. She's central.
We're
central.
So she's okay. So central time. So it's the same.
And on his phone, it is 7.
So
it's actually like 7:01 because I can see it.
7:01.
And it's not the phone that the police got. I have another phone.
Right.
He had 2 phones. So I had one of them here. He left one here. And that's how I was able to see
who was the last person to call him.
Yeah.
And kind of piece together what was going on down, when he was on the road. Like at that point, because I didn't check it like that, but when I found out what happened, that was one of my tools that I was able to go to get information directly.
So, I mean, my wheels is turning. So, if it was 7 o'clock, it was 8 o'clock in North Carolina, then, right?
That's what I've just discovered not too recently. That you guys, I mean, not you guys, North Carolina was an hour ahead or something.
Yeah, because they're Eastern. They're my time zone.
Okay, so yeah, it would have been 8.
So, with that, okay, well, their
So
timeline
that
ended
means,
at 7:30.
so that mean it would have been 8 o'clock their time when she
Yeah.
talked to them.
And they claimed that he was, at 7:30, that's when everything went off. He wasn't ever seen again. But that couldn't have been true if his
Yeah,
grandmother called him.
they story all jacked up.
It really is.
They don't know. They
This
don't
just
know
another
what they
hole we
talking about.
punching in it. That's all. It's just another hole we punching in it.
The sheriff is getting secondhand information. I just leave it at that.
And
Their
my thing
information
is,
ain't direct. Their information is secondhand. And
well, I kind of gathered that with the guy. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
yeah, I mean, because they did no investigations to this day. They ain't did no. They probably investigating by watching you and Taylor House and Richard. They probably exactly. We might well say, hey, how you doing, Sheriff Brain? We know you ain't did nothing, but I know you better have that story, right?
I know
because if you don't, because if you don't, that ain't a threat. I'm not threatening him. It's not a threat.
No, it's not.
But I'm just letting you know. Please have your information right because we got ours.
And I'm surprised you mentioned the phone because I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I'm not gonna ask you no questions about it, But I knew about that, and yeah, very interesting.
I have recordings from when we was in the sheriff's office, and I had time to actually go back and listen. And they words and they now that I'm not completely over it, but some of my marbles have began to get back electrified. And I'm thinking again on all cylinders. And that whole meeting, nah, they
wasn't prepared.
They wasn't prepared. They got secondhand information. They couldn't have been prepared.
Look, so when you say secondhand, let me play this. I'm gonna let you sit there for a minute on that because when you say secondhand, that's exactly what I thought. Because number one, he was holding his hat on the Walmart thing, and he was holding his hat on the 911 call. So we're talking about a business owner and a druggie. And never mention nothing about witness statements or anything like that. Like no type of investigation. Where did y'all go? Who did y'all talk to? Because I did ask Miss Tierra and Marcus what kind of whose witness statements did they tell y'all about? And it was none. So since we here, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You was about to go ahead. I'll wait.
I was gonna say since we here, like shoot. And then I'll do what I was gonna do in a minute. But since we here, that whole what feeling did you get in there? And then now, like you said, you were able to go back. So what is it that how are you feeling?
Some of the questions and the way they spoke on situations and they avoided certain questions that I asked them. And they completely avoided it. And if you hear it, I wish I could play it for you, but I can't because I'm gonna need it. Yeah. And I don't want them to plan against it. So but if you hear it, if anybody heard it, they would be like, oh hell no, you gotta be kidding me. Because you can hear it. There's a point where a question that I asked and they just pause. They just stop like, and went to a whole nother conversation. And I should have went back and hit them again and went back and hit them again. But I wasn't thinking like that. And I think they knew that. They knew that we wasn't gonna be on our A game because we seen the picture of our son for the first time in this situation. We had to take that in. Now they wanted to know, well, how can we help you? What you mean? How can you help me? What? investigate. Let's start there.
Yeah.
This is your job. You ain't supposed to be helping me. All you gotta do is do your job. And we all be, because see, the problem with these kind of cases is that the cover up, people get in more trouble for the cover up than the actual crime. So if you just be honest, and this is what I always told Javion, be honest, because you'll get much further if you just be honest. He had broke a vase one time. We had in like a picture, was it a vase or something? And he broke it, and him and his friend, they was playing or whatever, and they broke it. And they glued it back together. I don't know what they did to put that thing back together. But a breeze of wind shattered it. It was like we was all doing something, and it just went quicker. I'm like, what the? We looking at? Come on, man. I don't know what happened. So Javion, look, man, hold on. I would use stuff like this for like lectures. Like, look, this is a lecture about being honest. And I told him, I said, just be honest. If you do something wrong, fess up to it. Don't create, because if you start lying early, and lying is a major sin. You know, I don't know if it's in the Bible or not, but in my world, lying is a major sin. I'm spiritual, so
I know.
Okay,
I was gonna ask you about that too.
Yeah, so to me, liars, I can't stand liars. They the worst thing on earth.
I can't stand them either. Oh my God.
Especially people who lie for no apparent reason. You know,
liars and lazy people. Go ahead. Oh
so by me being around the sheriff and them and a bunch of liars, I can peep them out a mile away. You know, I'm feeling them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel y'all lying to me. And when I talked to the deputy on the phone, and he told me about, you know, when he told me that my son did it to himself, I knew he was lying. And I called him on it. And when I called him on it, he hung up on me.
Can I ask you one question about that? Was that Bishop?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the first person I talked to.
Mm-hmm.
And Bishop ain't know nothing. They didn't know. They ain't know nothing. Somebody told them, and they just took it from there.
Was Bishop the first one at the scene? Did he tell y'all that?
Bingo. Who was the first person at the scene? Other than the lawnmower man? The lawnmower man found him. Who was there before Henderson? I mean, before Vance County. Yeah. Remember Henderson?
I do.
Henderson was the first people on the scene because they was the one who said, "Hey, this ain't us." When it got hot, when the word got out, they tossed it up. So, oh no, this not us. This Vance County. Well, what the hell y'all doing there?
So where did that? Okay.
That ain't custom.
Where did that come from? Why did they defend that? You think?
But they lied.
Right. But I'm saying, what information do you have other than what they saying? Like, how do we know Henderson was there first?
Because Henderson pretty much said it. Why would Henderson even respond to anything? It wasn't just the news that it was in Henderson County.
Okay.
See that fence line? Mm-hmm. That fence line is a separation from Henderson and Vance. So that shop, that TNR shop, they the one that called. So when they called, that was Henderson. Where Javion was found was Vance.
What? Wait a minute. You mean you said the fence splits it? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like,
who would think, right?
What? Okay.
So and if they try to say it don't, then why would you give it up?
Why would you switch?
You see what I'm saying? So that's too much of a coincidence. That's almost like hitting the lottery.
I don't believe in coinky dinks.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I thought that it came from some people posting on Facebook, because it was a person was like, oh, it's like all these different cops bundled up. What they doing? They in the woods or whatever. That came out, and a couple people was hitting up Henderson Police Department because I got some screenshots, and then some people was accusing them. So that's why I thought they came out saying it wasn't us, because everybody was hitting them up. Like, obviously they seen different cops there. It was different units out there. And then if you notice on a 911 call, they said that all the units had already been dispatched. Did y'all catch that? I'm like, how they already dispatched? And he just called 911. So who called 911 first?
Exactly.
Let me play something.
When he said Walmart distribution center in Henderson, because I'm a truck driver, I knew how to find it. So I said, once I found it on Google Maps and I saw it, I was able to connect and kind of look through his eyes and see what he did. And the next morning, it was too late to call. I gathered my information on this yard, who owned this yard, and it was TNR Truck Repair. So I'm like, maybe he was getting his truck repaired. I don't know. So I called the first thing I wake up in the morning. Oh, hello, sir. Yes. Did you happen to wake up this morning and find a young black man hanging on one of your trees? And he said, yeah. Yeah. When they said Walmart
what type of, when you met this guy in person, what kind of feel did you get from him? Did you know he was the one that called 911 when you were talking to him?
I didn't get that from that was Ray. When I met Ray, I didn't pick that up from Ray. No, I didn't, but I didn't, I picked it up from someone else in that shop, but not him.
Really?
Yeah. It was somebody else in that shop, and he was acting real weird, and my energy tuned into him like a I'm trying to think of something to say with it, but I tuned into him and I watched him, and I was watching his movements, and everybody was in tune with what was going on, especially in a little town like that. Something like that happened. If you at work and you see the person, the father or whatever, and you see something going on, naturally, you're going to kind of make your way over there so you can hear, even if you're at work. You want to know what's going on. You interested. Not this guy. He was like standoffish, emotionless. That said a lot. How you emotionless?
Yeah, it does say a lot.
And yeah. And I got more information about the scene, not the scene, the scene. I'll tell you this. There was footprints supposedly on the shirt. So when I look at that picture, something about that picture on the police car, I know they said it was on the 12th, but that picture, unless it was there divinely, that picture said that was on the police car. That was my son.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that because
and when I heard about the footprints on the shirt,
and then other police stopped him.
When you look at the picture and you look right here, when I found out there was footprints, we was trying to figure out, was it blood? Was it the road? It was probably footprints. See? You see that? That's definitely my son.
See? That I'm glad you brought it up. And I want to point something else out to you that I don't know. I mean, I got it labeled, obviously. The shirt he got on a different shirt. This is a muscle shirt he got on.
Right.
And I'm gonna show you. Look at that. That's not the same shirt.
That's not.
That is not the same shirt.
Right. Yep.
And where's his necklace? And did it look like he had a charm on that necklace?
He do have a charm. He do got a necklace on. That's his grandfather's necklace. He never took it off. When his grandfather passed, before his grandfather passed, he gave him that necklace. I mean that chain. He never took that off. Never, ever.
See, so he slept in that. And
Slept in it and everything.
the first time I talked to Tierra, I asked her where was Javion necklace, and she didn't really. She was like, "What necklace?" You know. But when she was here, she talked about it. Her father giving it to her, and I did forgot to tell her my deepest condolences for the loss of your father. But that necklace tells us a lot. If he never took it off, and they never mention it in evidence. They never.
They didn't mention a lot of stuff in evidence.
Yeah.
But they say redacted. It says redacted. And what I get from when you say redacted, usually if somebody redacts something, meaning it's there already, it's written, and they covering it up.
Yeah.
But you can use redacted in so many different ways. You can add too.
Yes, they do.
Because nobody knows it's there in the first place. So you can actually add and take away.
That's why they redacted.
So if you can adjust the police report as you go along and say, all of that was redacted. No, it wasn't. You added it.
Well, that's funny because I'm going over a FOIA request right now with Jelani Day, a Freedom of Information Act. Once they end this case, y'all be able to get all of that. I could get it. Anybody can get it. Yeah. And the only thing you got to pay is $50 for the autopsy report or something like that. But I'm literally going through that with another case where they got everything stuff blacked out. But I literally was like, I said that yesterday when I said because they can go in and make adjustments. I'm like, they made an adjustment. I was reading it because they didn't know something at the time that they wrote the report. And then they even wrote that, well, at the time we didn't know this, well, we since found out. So that tells me, yeah, they go in there, they add, subtract, or whatever to make it fit whatever narrative.
My bad.
Yeah, to make it fit whatever narrative they working on. But I want to go back to the shirt because clearly this is a muscle shirt. It's not rolled up or anything. It looked like,
or it could have been. You see how thin his shirt is. It could have been ripped.
It could have been ripped because it looked like I'm seeing the side of his skin there. It could have been ripped or it could have been changed. The reason why I'm saying that is because I believe. Let me ask you this: what do you believe as far as Javion? Because how do we go from night and day? Where was Javion at? If they said that he dropped his trailer at 4 right before Ray was about to leave, then we will have to believe that something happened. They don't want you.
There was I can say this. There was a 45-minute period, 45 to 50-minute period when he got to that lot before he left the lot, Bob Taylor. It was a 45-minute period. What happened in that 45 minutes?
It was a 45-minute period before he left, like after he dropped the trailer off.
Yeah.
So
he was there.
TNR and Walmart.
Yep. Okay. So for instance, I don't know the exact times. I do because I had to go and listen to it, but I believe it was like he made it to the lot about 4:57 or something.
4:58. He left the distribution at 4:53. Got to the TNR at 4:58.
Okay.
5 minutes.
So now, 45 minutes from that point, this is unspoken about. Sheriff didn't say nothing about it. Nobody said anything about this. All they said was he left the lot, and that's all they showed. He left the lot. And then they start their story. And then he went to, they told us about the vape shop, but they didn't tell us, they only told us about the vape shop because I had bank records of him going to a vape shop. So I believe that's the reason they told us about the vape shop. Other than that, they probably wouldn't have told us that. The less information they could have gave us, the better for them.
Yeah.
So, but I had access to a ton of information already. So I was just waiting to hear what they was going to say.
Right.
So I gave them some information, but they don't know all the other information that I got. So, so yeah, it's a 45-minute gap in there. I heard of something about a tussle or something, where the interview that Richard did with a couple of people. The guy in the shop, I mean the guy in the guy he interviewed at the store said he saw Javion go drive into the truck, he said he drove back there. He said he drove back there. Now, I didn't understand what he mean by back there. Right. Because I'm thinking he didn't drive into the back of a store with no trailer. So when he said he drove back there and he got stuck,
right?
He got stuck with a trailer. So what did he drive back into? He drove back into that truck stop, that TNI truck repair. That's where he drove back there. And he got stuck. And that's when he engaged with them, the owners now. Now, what happened in the 45 minutes after the engagement?
So, okay, so basically, according to what they wrote, because you said the 45 minutes, so at 4:58, according to their timeline, he was idling. He had just put up at TNR. And then from 4:58, they go to 5:44, where McGee, he's supposed to be driving on Andrews, West Andrews, and all this. But this is my thing, right? So he went to Walmart after he would have left here. How do you get into a scuffle and then you go to Walmart and you chipper? I don't believe nothing after Walmart, and I believe that their timeline is just messed up. Like Walmart happened
because they're trying to create it out of thin air. They don't know nothing.
Yeah, Walmart did nothing happen after he went to TNR. Now we just need to know what time he actually went there. I don't believe he went and did all this stuff after that. Unless they told him he could stay there, sent him to get the rope and set him up. Like that would be the only way. But my thing is, what do you think about where was he at all that time? Do you believe
the 45 minutes?
More than the 45 minutes. Did they tell him? Because it's a couple scenarios. They could have got into it, whatever. He moved his trailer, went somewhere else, and then they got into it again. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards maybe they smoothed it over, said he could stay there, or he thought he was cool and they swooped back up on him, creeped up on him at night.
I believe they did something like that.
Huh?
I believe they did something like that.
Do you think
like they came back because they knew where he was?
Right.
Javion didn't know what he did wrong. Now, if he went back into that lot like that, it's a gate. And you got to drive. And what made me realize that he went into this gate is because the way that the guy in the store explained it. He said he drove back there and got stuck. And then he walked to the front. Well, the front, yeah, you would have to walk all the way back up that road to the front of the gate. He was looking for help. He was trying to they probably saw him. They could have easily told him, hey, go get a rope. And we're going to need a rope to help get the trail out. And then that's when he went to Walmart to get the rope. And so if you see him throwing the rope in the air, at first somebody said something about him lifting, using a rope for weightlifting.
Or I don't believe that personally.
It's too long for that. It's too long for weightlifting and stuff. So if he was going to get the rope so that he can get his trailer released, he happy about that because he get to get his trail out. But that wasn't the plot. That wasn't the plan for the rope. That wasn't their plan. They knew he was green. They knew he didn't know much as far as what was going on. And there's a history with them and the trucking company that Javion was working for. They didn't like them.
They didn't like who?
KLM.
Oh.
Yeah.
TNR don't like KLM.
Because their trucks are always parking on their lot.
So they didn't. I wanted to know their conversation too, because Okay. They had said,
and there's nothing said about there's somebody KLM called and checked to see what was going on with their driver.
They do a well-being check.
A well-being check.
right. I was
Who
about
did
to
they
ask.
call to go check on the driver?
Yes,
They
exactly.
had, it wasn't no truck stop, so they couldn't have called a pilot or a Love's flying jail. It wasn't that. That's who they would have normally called if it was in a truck stop to go, hey, could you go out and look for this truck number and knock on the door and let them know we just need to make sure he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to call that truck stop, that TNR, to go and check.
Yeah.
Because they said they talked to somebody.
Yeah.
So sheriff and them, I don't even think they even knew none of this stuff. Because
Now,
they getting secondhand information.
exactly. But my thing is, I read that, but I haven't seen it nowhere since. But I read that and I was live that KLLM said their vehicle or whatever hadn't moved in 15 or 17 hours, and they contacted TNR. So my question was, what time was that call? Was it before or after they 911 call? You see what I'm saying? And who did they talk to?
That's what we don't know. And I can get it. I have to call KLM. I haven't
Yeah, I was
talked to
about
them.
to say, can't you call
I haven't talked to them because I didn't know their real involvement other than him working for them. But I do understand that they got more. Yeah, the trailer, they claimed that wasn't part of the crime scene. That's because y'all didn't want it to be a part of the crime scene. Because y'all wanted to be a self-unalivement so that y'all can do as minimum investigation as possible.
It's all kind of evidence in that trailer.
Yeah. They missed it. They let it go back. He have a tablet, a GPS, a trucker's GPS tablet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that. I don't have his phone is still,
his suitcase
that he had. All of that stuff is still missing.
and his gold chain.
His gold chain.
The gold chain. The picture that they showed us when we were there.
His driver's license gone.
The gold chain was still on his neck.
It
was. And it was when he asked for the property, they only gave him his wallet that did not include his CDL license, and that gold chain was not in the property bag as well.
What? Wait a minute. You said the picture they showed y'all, he had the necklace on at the tree. How could you even see the necklace with that big?
It was hanging out on the side. What I do for a living, I have to pay deep attention to detail. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like that naturally. So it was hanging out on the side, and you could see the gold chain was still there. So when he asked for the property, it wasn't there. And asked Bishop, like, where's the suitcase and where's this, where's that? And then he said, oh, it must be still in the truck. I said, you guys didn't check the truck. Oh, that wasn't part of the evidence. I said, well, wasn't it 80 to 100 feet within the crime scene? So that should be a part of evidence. You didn't search it. You guys showed us a picture of the front part of it. So everything else that was in there, you gave us his wallet that was in the truck. Then you should have gave us everything else that was in the truck and his gold chain that was on his neck, because it was on the photo that they showed of him by the tree.
What? I wondered about that.
Yeah.
And so was it a charm also on that necklace?
No, it was just a plain thin rope that he got from his grandfather, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't understand. I mean, what? Okay, so since we here at the truck, right? Mm-hmm. I heard that there was Black and Miles and a vape.
Yeah. They made sure they took pictures of that kind of stuff. I don't know what that's supposed to prove.
I don't know. I don't see.
It's the same reason that they took a picture and they put a unopened pack of wraps next to the body. Like, come on, man. Like,
I don't see him smoking Black and Miles.
I was just about to ask.
Javion was so particular about his teeth
Yeah.
being white. He do all this white. I said, Javion, don't do too much white when you can mess up the enamel on your teeth. And he is spending an hours in the bathroom brushing his teeth. You know, he have his regular toothpaste, then he have his white, and then he went and got the strips. And then so I don't see, and I had never seen him even indulge in, you know, black and white. So that was totally out the window for me.
Oh my God, y'all. I wondered about that. And what about the vape?
The vape, well, the reason the vape came up, and I don't know if it's a vape. I don't think it was no vape that he bought. That vape shop is also a convenience store. So I think it's all in one. They sell tobacco products. It's a vape shop, but it's also a convenience store. So he spent $42 in there. He could have bought chips and whatever else in there. It wasn't just a straight vape shop.
Why would he go to a vape shop to buy anything that you could eat? Because he was just at
Because
Walmart.
it probably looked like a convenience store.
I think there was a setup. I don't even know if he bought any of that stuff because we don't have it.
He bought something because it's the receipt. I mean, not the receipt, but the transaction was there.
I know, but see, look, I was thinking like this because somebody else had jumped in this truck and was doing all these moves just for this timeline. I mean, because do we have them on surveillance? They could have took us they don't ask you for ID when you're using a credit card.
We didn't see no times nowhere.
Yeah, the times were blocked out when we were down there at the police station. Times were blocked out on the videos that they actually showed, and they never had a video for the vape shop. So it might be some truth there. I mean, that could be a possibility. What you just said, you know, somebody used it because we never could get in contact with anyone from the vape shop, nor did we ever see a video from the vape shop.
And it should have, man.
So that's definitely not off the table because
I thought it. Because I'm like, I mean, number one, it seemed odd, all these movements here, there, and the third, and not having a hotel room. I don't buy that at all. Like, there ain't no way that hotel was full on a Tuesday. In North
down
Carolina.
there.
I'm not buying that.
What reason would the hotel need to be full on the Tuesday in that little town?
Wouldn't believe it.
Man, come on. What's going on?
Not at all. So that's why I said if we can't believe at what time was Walmart, that time stamp would be very important because I believe Walmart happened sooner than they telling us, and nothing happened after TNR. It couldn't have. If so they was closing at 4:53 at 58. They said they seen him coming from across the street. That the whole conversation she had with Tierra's niece, like, my husband seen him coming from across the street.
There was an interaction at the TNR because, they was trying not to talk about TNR in the conversation at the sheriff's office. They didn't mention their name at all. They never mentioned their name. It was always, he was located 60 feet from the truck. Or 100 feet from the truck. It was always a distance. And I said, hey, was this private property? Then it was a pause. Then they went on to the next. So the protection is trying to protect TNR.
I knew it.
And then the lady police said that somebody came to check to see if any trucks or anything that was supposed to be there wasn't supposed to be there. What reason did they have to go check?
On private property.
They know what trucks is there. And they tried to separate the trailers on the outside as not the trucks. They didn't know how to say it. So you have to be a truck driver to understand what's going on here. So the trailers and stuff that's parked outside that gate, they being worked on by TNR. Let's get that straight. When I asked them about the private property, they tried to make it seem like everything on the outside of that gate wasn't part of their property. TNR owned the whole lot. The whole lot is theirs, not just the trailers on the outside those are property, because when you're working on the trailer, you're responsible for the trailer. You see what I'm saying? Other than that, why would you have cameras? And why they didn't use TNR trailer cameras system? They used the camera system that best fit their narrative.
They sure did.
And that's Walmart, and that's the Shell gas station.
So, okay, looking at this picture right here, I mean, I don't have the best pictures in here.
No, I know exactly what I'm looking at.
But okay, so you see the Shell gas station, it's a big circle, Martin Creek and all of that stuff. So when you was talking about all of the trucks sitting out there inside the gate, and that was backfire on the other part.
You see right there, the trailers inside the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Now that gate goes in like a rectangle, so you can follow that. That gate goes back to the tree line. Exactly. See the rectangle? Yeah. Now on the other side of that gate, not in the back where the tree is, but right here in the front, there's other trailers that's parked there.
Yeah, I did see those.
Remember you asked me about the flatbed trailer. You said, why is that there? Because there's other trailers out there too.
Yeah, no, but right here, wait, where is it at? Because that didn't make sense for that trailer to be out there, though. That's why I asked you. Because
I didn't see that trailer over there when we went. I didn't see that flatbed trailer.
You see that? Why is it there? It's right.
I don't know. It's in the grass. I don't know why it's there.
Ain't that an odd spot?
Yeah, it is an odd spot.
That's an odd spot. Why is it there? That would have covered Javion from being seen from the road, maybe.
Yeah, they said something. I mean, it ain't tall. It ain't like a van trailer where it's gonna block something because it's thin. You can see over it. You know what I mean?
I can't tell. I mean, I can't really, because it looked weird to me. I can't even really.
You'll have to see it as a whole. That's the front. That's called the bulkhead. So that's the front part of the trailer. It stops the load from going through the truck if you was to hit your brakes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So say if you pulling a load of lumber, that thing right there, if you hit your brakes, it'll stop the lumber from coming through
inside the vehicle
if it ain't tied down right.
Okay, so that's like a barrier between the driver and the trailer.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what that is. That part of it is. And then behind that is just straight flat.
Behind it is flat. Okay.
Yeah, it's just straight flat.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that could stop. I mean, you could see it from the road. It's still a weird spot though. Why is in the grass like that? I don't know. Still a weird spot.
I mean, yeah, that is weird as heck. I mean, I really want to know that. What the heck was they doing? So I know how to ask you about this too, and you let me know that this is not a semi-truck trailer; it's a home trailer.
I was able to look at that on my TV when I put it on, and that is a trailer. You was right. That is a trailer.
It's a semi-truck trailer.
It's a semi-trailer. Yeah.
Hold on. If that's a semi-truck trailer, then what I said might be accurate, because I said that they might have let him sleep there. You know?
Yeah, I think they knew he was there. If they didn't, if he wasn't taken earlier, then they knew he was there. It's like having a meal for later or something. Like you saving.
They was playing.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, he there. We gonna come back and get him later on tonight.
I promise you, because that's the only thing that makes sense as far as the time frame of that picture. The picture with the cops and all of that stuff. And let me ask you about this since we here. This Pud hair, did they? Oh, that's right. That y'all didn't have this report when y'all talked to them. But did they inform y'all of any hair Pud? What are they talking about here?
I don't know. I got that report. I don't know. Like, I was confused. Do you pull the hair on the scene? Do you clip nails on the scene?
No, they should.
Because when ain't that the coroner's job?
Right. Why would a clippings be? You write on a police report, shouldn't it be on a autopsy report?
Exactly. This is not an autopsy report.
I've read an autopsy report before, and oh my God, look, these people. I don't think they was expecting.
Yeah, so you see what I mean by the cover up.
Oh my God,
it's worse than the crime itself. You should have just told us. Hey, shut up. You should just told us the truth. and we can move forward with the process. But trying to cover it up and then trying to cover it up when you don't even know all the information, that's the stupidest thing you could ever did.
But this is what I want to know. Who is this TNR guy? Why is he God? Because that's what I want to know. Why they
trying to protect him?
911 call? Yeah, why they protect
Well,
him?
I mean,
he owned a city.
well, it is a business. It is not a big town. I wouldn't say the town is very wealthy. So they taxes can probably come into play. The taxes that they pay.
It's something. I promise you that.
You know, it's something there.
Yeah, it is something because they didn't want to say their name.
And they didn't want to get them in trouble.
Yeah, they protecting this TNR.
But you couldn't protect them. Because that was the first question I asked. Did you talk to the owner of the shop? No. How you not talk to the owner of the shop in your investigation? Because you wanted to be a self-alive man in the beginning.
Yeah, that's it.
And then they used old two-step brain. He tap dancing his ass off. You might well just
butter biscuits is good.
They might as well be in, you know how them old westerns where they were shooting guns, shooting bullets at their feet and make them dance. Might well he tap dancing.
Wow.
How long you gonna dance, Mr. Brain? Ain't you tired of dancing?
Oh,
you know, come on, man. Because for one, why would you even tell me that? Why would you even? You a black man. You mean to tell me the first thing that came into your head when you saw a noose, a rope around a black man's neck in North Carolina up against a tree was, oh, he did it himself. You got to be a dumb. You got to be a stupid. Nobody in their right mind would believe nothing like that. That's the first thing that popped in your head.
And
that ain't a natural thought. It's not a natural thought.
Not at all. Not at no dang tree. Not period. I mean, come on. Not no tree. You ain't gonna tell me that.
You can't tell nobody that.
You're not gonna tell me that. So since we here, oh, let me ask you this. This tree, I thought it was odd that this is the tree at the line, right?
Hey, chill out, man. Wait.
This is the tree at the line.
Can
you tell us why they would do this?
I don't know. I don't know why they decorated that. I don't know why they used that as the memorial.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they knew something or not. Did you?
I don't think they knew. I don't think they knew for sure, but I think they assumed. They knew enough to know to assume this is where it happened at. This is the tree.
And then it was a lady out there that's witnessed the tire marks going from GLFL to right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to ask you about Diamond because when Taylor talked to her, she said that she had contacted you and said she would decorate the trees. Do you remember talking to her?
I didn't talk to her. No. I didn't see Diamond. Taylor, how Richard talked to her. I didn't see her. I don't remember seeing her.
No, before you ever knew him, the day that he went out there, he went and got the police report, and I think he came back another time, or it might have been the same time, and he happened to be out there recording, and Diamond was out there putting this stuff on the tree. He got it recorded, and she said, I contacted his dad and I told him that I would put some stuff at the tree. She said that live. That's why I asked you about that, but you don't recall.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't recall. I just wanted to ask you. I mean, maybe it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to ask you about it. And then hold on. This is something else. I was about to go into videos, but so let's go through. That's where I wanted to go back to Ray and that 911 call. You said when you obviously you made this phone call just based off of Google Maps. You knew that that's where Javion would have went because it was an open lot. You make the phone call and ask this guy. Let me go back there.
When they said Walmart Distribution Center in Henderson, because I'm a truck driver, I knew how to find it. So I said, once I found it on Google Maps and I saw it, I was able to connect and kind of look through his eyes and see what he did. And the next morning, it was too late to call. I gathered my information on this yard, who owned this yard, and it was TNR Truck Repair. So I'm like, maybe he was getting his truck repaired. I don't know. So I called the first thing I wake up in the morning. Oh, hello, sir. Yes. Did you happen to find, wake up this morning and find a young black man hanging on one of your trees? And he said, yeah. Yeah. When they said Walmart.
What did you say after that?
What did I say after that? What did I say after him? I mean, what I say to him after that, after he told me that. I asked him, did he see my son? I said, did you actually see him? And he said, yeah. I said, do you think he did this himself? And he said, well, anybody can hang themselves from a doorknob. Some crazy term he used. Like basically anybody can hang themselves. I'm sorry, I don't mean to say that.
Right, you said that.
Anybody could
unalive themselves.
Unalive themselves in that way. Pretty easy. It's effortless to get that done, basically. But
what?
If you would have seen the scene, none of the grass was disturbed. You're gonna be kicking. He had on Crocs. So for one, if you got on Crocs, how you gonna climb a tree? Javion wasn't tall enough to reach the branch that it was tied on. So Javion would have had to. You got the picture of the tree?
Yeah. Let me go back to it.
Okay, so let's see. You see how thin that is? So he would have had to climb. It's kind of small. Let me see if I can make it big. Okay, I can do it.
Yeah, you got to hit the square.
Okay. So he was on the left one. And that tree, it's a little higher than it appears. It looks short right here, but it's a little higher. He would have had to climb to wrap that rope around him. Now, look how thin that is. He's going to have to climb and use one hand to hold on. And then he got to grip that tree somehow. And then he had to wrap the rope around with his other hand. Impossible.
Yeah, how you going to do all that?
And then you can measure the length at the same time? No. You need assistance.
Yeah.
And you ain't about to climb no tree and no Crocs. Because they're going to slip. You're going to slip. They're going to slip off your feet. And after that, you got on your socks. You damn sure ain't about to climb in your socks and get this done. So it goes back to where the cover-up is worse than the crime.
It absolutely is. I mean, it's all horrible, but the cover-up is worse because they're covering it up. That's the only thing to make it worse to me.
So they waited so long to put this out. It ain't that hard of an investigation. All you gotta do is tell the truth. The truth is the only thing that's gonna make sense. So as long as this don't make sense, it's because they lying. When they tell the truth, everything would make sense. We'd be like, oh, okay, y'all bogus as hell.
I want to go because let me ask you a question. Okay, so when I asked you about calling the shop and I said you didn't really get that from Ray, I want to go back to that because I want to know what you mean by that. Because Ray,
I didn't talk to Ray.
Ray wasn't the one that answered the phone when you called and said, "Did you find a black man?" Okay, he wasn't. So at what point
it was another guy.
Okay.
And his name was I don't want to put his name out there.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I won't put his name out there, but it was another guy.
Okay.
And he's one of us.
Yep.
And when I talked to Ray know I had talked to him, and he said, "Oh, don't listen to him. He's slow. He's mentally ill or something." He even said a joke. See, Ray's jokes is real dark. He even said, "Oh, he's not gonna he's gonna die, pass away or something soon." It was a joke for him, but it wasn't a good joke.
Maybe
Like,
Ray planning something else.
Why would you say that?
Careful what.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know, so why would you say something like that? And I'm not connecting all of this stuff right now because it's so much that I'm getting at once.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me time to start dissecting little pieces of the story. Hey, chill out, huh? So it took me some time to start dissecting and piecing the different stories together. And Tony was telling me the truth.
At what point did you talk to Ray? At what point did you talk to Ray?
I talked to Ray on the second call.
Hold on, let's
I
go.
thought I was talking.
Is he awake?
No, I think he's dead.
Okay.
No, it don't look like it. No, he was dead.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
I'm a first responder. I don't know how long he's been there.
Okay. Is he awake?
No, I think he's dead.
Now, if you listen to that call, it's a term that he used that you wouldn't use, that I wouldn't use, none of us wouldn't use. And that term was, he said, ain't no details out here. Who used the word details?
Defib? He said defib.
Detail. He said, no details are out here. Who used the word details?
Wait a minute.
Details meaning police.
Right.
That's what they called each other.
Yeah.
He said that. Why would you say details out of all?
I don't think he said detail. I don't have a full 911 call, but I know. Are you talking about? Let me just ask you. Are you talking about the part when the lady asked him, "Is there a defibrillator?"
Defibrillator.
Because he then responded to her and said, "Nah, wait. Let me make sure I ain't got it on here. Maybe."
Is there a defibrillator available?
He called himself. Yeah, he's gone. I ain't touched him. I ain't been around him yet. I mean, I've been close enough. I don't see him breathing at all.
Is there a defibrillator available?
He called himself. Yeah, he's gone. I ain't touched him. I ain't been around him yet. I mean, I've been close enough. I don't see him breathing.
Nah, that wasn't it.
I didn't even.
That wasn't it.
No, wait a minute, because I didn't record the part. He said, when she said, "Is it a defibrillator?" He said, "Nah, ain't no defib around here." That's what, and ain't no defib around here though. And he was talking about the defibrillator. That's what I think you talking.
I have to listen to it again because Swanee said details, but maybe you're right.
Defib.
I don't know. Defib. Okay.
Yeah, that's the part you're talking about because I didn't listen to that 99,000 times and I recorded it and all that kind of stuff. But you did say that he got dark humor, right?
Yeah.
And he
that's
laughed.
what the laugh was about.
To be funny.
Yeah, he found that to be funny.
What did you think about that when you heard that? What did you think about him? When you seen him, did you know that was him that made the call?
No.
Okay.
Because I didn't really know who, because I didn't know who was all in the shop. No, I think he told me he was the one that called.
Yeah,
I believe he the one. I think he told me he was the one that called.
Sierra Marcus said that he called. How was he in your face?
I mean, it nothing stood out.
Nothing stood out to you about him.
Like I said, it was the other person in the shop that caught my attention. Mm-hmm. I'm good at linking in to people.
Yeah.
And reading energies. And if he was involved, it was secondhand. He knew what happened, but he wasn't part of it. So the energy I got off of him wasn't that strong.
He the one everybody protecting. It's his shop.
It's his shop.
So he would know everything.
But see, he would know, but a different energy gonna come off a person who was actually involved in the action. And that's what I got from the other guy. And it was crazy because when I was just looking, and I looked over and I saw him and I was like, oh, he just working. and something hit me then. I'm like, so then I was watching him off peripheral because I didn't want him to know. I wanted him to be as natural as possible. So I didn't want him to see me studying him. So I was playing it off like I wasn't looking at him, but I was paying attention to everything he was doing, and his mood and the way he was moving, and it just something wasn't right with him. And he was young.
Really?
So the old man wouldn't have did nothing like that, but a young boy, yeah. Because if there was a fight, the old man ain't fighting, but that young boy will be ready to fight.
Yeah.
And Javion wasn't gonna back down.
Notice any things about his hands? Any bruises or anything? I'm just saying.
I didn't see his hands, and we didn't have time long enough to study the pictures.
Oh, I was talking about the guy at the shop because you said that you.
Oh no, I couldn't see him. I wasn't that close to him. And that's another thing. By me not being so close to him, and I felt that from the distance that I was at, had I got up on him, I probably would put my hands on him because I would have known. Because the energy would have got stronger the closer I got to him. So it's probably good that I didn't, because it would have been another issue of probably got me in trouble. Or anybody that we was with. Because if I would have put hands on him, the other guys that was down there would be. Marcus would have put hands on him. My brother-in-law would have put hands. He would have just been it would have been a wrap for him. So I needed to be sure, So I wasn't close to him enough. But if I would have got close to him, I would have known it was him. Or I would have just felt it. Because I felt it at that distance that I was at.
Wow, really?
And the wife, she didn't know. She's so clueless. I think her heart is good. And it's like that with a lot of women in the South. Their husbands be up to no good. And they be the nicest people. Oh, yes, our prayers to you. And this, knowing that your husband or your family is full of crap.
They don't be nice, they fake.
They fake.
And listen, that ain't no different than the slavery days. Them wives, they had no problem with their husbands doing to them slaves. And
I said that because I don't think she would have said what she said. When she said, my husband saw him, she wouldn't have put her husband out there like that. She would have known better. She put him right out there. Oh yeah, my husband saw him. The police didn't say nothing about this. Nobody said nothing. She did.
And she
did it unconsciously. She didn't realize what she did. And that's why I said it about her. She might not have known what was going on.
Possibility.
And so that's why she said it like that. Oh, my husband saw him when we was leaving the shop.
So she said that to y'all face.
She said that on the camera. I mean, she said that in the text messages when I don't know who. I don't know if it was Stormy texting her on their company website, the company Facebook page.
It was one of Tierra's nieces, I think she said.
And she admitted it on there. She said, yeah, my husband, we saw him leaving the shop. So the shop closed at 5. He got there at 4:58. If he drove in that gate and y'all leaving, you mad? What you doing? I don't already like this company.
No, but see, wait a minute though. That's the thing though. That's the thing. How did his truck get inside their gate?
If he could drive straight through.
They don't.
The road from Walmart goes directly into their gate. If you keep straight, you'll go directly down the road.
Right.
And then it's a road that leads to the gate. Then it's a double gate like that. They're open like this. So it was probably open. And he probably drove right into there to try to turn around because the streets are so narrow down there.
Wait, so yeah, this Martin Creek, where that truck is right there. Where this gravel is at is where you go into TNR.
Right.
Right. So, but what I'm saying, okay, so as you get
where that tree is, where the memorial, that tree is the road into the gate.
Right, I know, but does the gate lock? Do they lock that gate?
Yeah,
When they
I'm
leave
sure
at
they do.
night?
Yeah, I'm sure they
That's
lock
what
that
I'm
gate.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
If he came at closing, they close at 5. How did he get inside that gate?
Because they probably didn't close it exactly at 5. You know, they probably closed. They ain't accepting no more customers close. But you know, you got to do your stuff to wrap up for the day. Whether it's you doing your accounting stuff, you closing out orders, you shutting down, you locking doors. You know, you checking over your shop to shut the shop down for the night.
Let me go.
Whatever your routine is, you ain't just because you close at 5 don't mean you walking out the door at 5.
Right, but this is what I'm talking about, though, right here.
His truck, how far was he from where his truck was parked?
I said 30 yards, 34 yards from where his truck. His truck was in a fenced-in area, and he was on the outside of the fenced-in area where a tree was at.
And his truck, how far was he from where his truck was?
Now he talking about when they found him. How was his truck inside the gate?
You can't believe nothing he's saying because he don't know nothing.
But if we was to believe him, that's a lie, is what
He
I'm saying.
going off the hearsay from his deputies, which they probably either know some or don't know some, but they know more than him. If that make any sense.
I'm still on that though. How the heck is his truck inside of a gate?
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I just linked on. He did say that, didn't he? That his truck was on the inside of the gate.
Yes,
That's proof of what I was just saying. He drove into the gate. He drove into the place because they ain't gonna close that gate until they about to actually leave out and go home.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they gonna lock themselves in. You see what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying.
So the gate was still open.
Listen, that alone is enough to have them in an interrogation room. If y'all was closing and Javion, what was the conversation, sir? How did he end up inside your gate, sir?
And the other guy told me that they got camera footage of him coming into the gate and dropping his trailer and leaving. The guy I talked to first told me the truth. They got him on camera. TNR got him on camera. Why they didn't show us that camera footage?
They gotta have him on camera. Ain't no way they don't.
Ain't no way they can't have him on camera.
But they gonna show y'all that camera.
And even if you don't, by some chance you don't have that on camera, you got footage of what was going on in that area. You got footage of somebody walking out. Even if they walk out of camera view, you're gonna see them walking over to the truck because you showed us Javion in his truck, get out, walk over to the gate, come back over, walk over to the tree line. We saw all that. So why is it that we don't have this camera footage from TNR?
They gonna show y'all across the street. Why didn't they show y'all GFL though? For real, to be honest, because look at that.
Exactly.
This is where, okay, so when you first seen this picture, you told me that you thought this picture was over there where they said he was found at.
That's what I thought it was until I couldn't figure out the road.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand the road thing, the street.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know why I didn't peep that, you know.
Yeah.
I thought maybe just because it was dark, you know, so I didn't know the distance that the camera was being. But because I saw trees, I thought that you see how you see I thought that was the company, but that's actually a truck.
Yeah.
That's a truck that say GFI, right? GFL.
GFL.
I thought that was the actual company. So when I looked through, when we over there by the tree, I'm thinking that's the view from the tree, from the fence line through the fence. But it's not. This is a whole nother area. That's a whole nother part, you know.
I'm gonna show you how we came to that because I'm the one that figured out where they was standing at.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, where's it at? Okay. So let me keep going. So we're gonna go to the homeless guy who gave them all this information. Well, first we'll go to the guy that called Taylor and what he said, because we knew this guy before we knew the homeless guy. We still don't know who the homeless guy is.
It's three policemen and one KKK member, and they did a traffic stop.
Where's it at? Okay. That was my goal, to find out where they were standing at, because I figured it out, and I had people help me after I did that video, and I was like, can y'all help me figure this out? I'm seeing that black sign and with the green at the bottom. I zeroed in on the handicap sign and those trucks, right? And so I'm like, they're standing right at GFL. Okay. I mean, they're literally right there at the front door. And then later on, I end up, okay, so this is where they was at, right here. They could have been.
One second, let me get a charge real quick for my phone.
Okay.
About to get 1 second.
Okay. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. I have not really looked at the chat, but welcome in, everybody. I see we got 252 messages. Let me know if y'all want to call in. I can put the call-in number up. Well, I guess I could just put it up now. I don't know. We talk. It's a lot going on here. So let's see. But yeah, all of these companies around him. You know, we got TNR, GFL, Walmart, and KLLM, and 21-year-old Javion. We got the sheriff department. All of these departments was around him, is what I'm looking at here. And then just to go on with what we were saying about finding out where they were standing, if I later found this lady's video. This is the woman who's seen the tire tracks, and you see right there behind her where she's standing at.
No. So, yeah, and them tire tracks, they was all over. Did they look like double tire tracks?
It looked like truck tire tracks to me.
Because you know the double wheels, I couldn't really see them. I don't know if you got a better view of them, but did they look like double wheels, like two tires next to each other, like real close?
I couldn't tell that good, but it definitely looked like it was tire tracks just going through to that tree, though. Like going over that. Like, why would they drive over that like that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He could have. Why I say that is because he could have did that with his truck.
Who, Javion?
Yeah, if he got stuck.
No, that was them that was no, that's these people right here that's standing right here. They said that they drove from there to through that tree. So I mean, they would have had to get him from this spot to over to where they put him at somehow.
I feel like the people down there, you gonna know about where something happened there, a crime scene. Up here, there's plenty of memorials, so they know where the crime scene is at. Absolutely. So you ain't gonna put a memorial away from the crime scene. If you're gonna put a memorial, they would have put the memorial by the tree where he was found at. Why would you put it on the tree way away from the crime scene? It makes no sense for a memorial.
Right. Yeah. So when Taylor initially went out there and was talking to her, I just got the impression that she just didn't want to walk way over there in the back, in the grass and all of that. So it was closer to the street. But what people are saying, I ran across a screenshot that said my mom was going to work and she seen a young man slumped at a tree. Mm-hmm. And it was a ambulance and a cop there. Mm-hmm. At that tree is what we thinking. And so
yeah, somebody said something about it wasn't that tree. She said, I hear people talking about something in the woods, and it wasn't in the woods. That young man was laying on the ground right by the road. That picture shows right by the road. And I have a ping, I got a ping from his cell phone, and that ping is right by the road.
I asked Tierra about that ping. Do you know who did it? I know you didn't even know you didn't even know.
I got it from his phone.
Oh, you got that from?
Yeah, it was in his phone. I don't have an iPhone, so I had to tinker with his phone to figure out and understand it. And once I figured it out, I was able to go through. I went through every single app to try to gather information. And I found locate my phone, and that's what showed me where the ping was. The only thing it didn't show is the time.
I was about to ask you that because that's
I wish
what
it would have showed the time.
Yeah.
And it's another thing missing is he ordered food.
I heard about that. At 7 something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that something you wanna talk about that or
Nah, I'm gonna leave that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one blank.
Yeah. So it's a lot known, right?
It's a lot.
It's
a
a
lot
real
known.
timeline.
Yeah.
Javion had 2 phones. They didn't know that.
They didn't know that.
So I mean, I'm gonna leave
So,
that at that. So
there you go, Mr. Brain.
bring it on. I
I
mean,
want to see what you, man. Put your plan down, man. Put your plan down and let us know what y'all thinking. It's time for y'all to show y'all cards. Let's play spades.
Man. Because it's
We ready to play ball, you know. So the election is today. I believe everybody was waiting on the election to pass. So let's now that it's about to be over with. Let's get the ball rolling, you know. We need to know what happened so we can. So you know, if y'all got proof that he did this to himself, then show us the proof. All we want to know is the truth. That's it. We ain't asking for much. Just tell us the truth. Tell us what happened. But to try to dance around it and all and protect whoever you protecting or keep your job or whatever. Come on, man. This is a young black man. Your so-called brother. You had a whole preacher in the room. What that mean to you? You know, I guess it mean more to you than it did me. So what you bring the preacher there for? Who you trying to impress? Because you didn't impress me. We just want to know the truth.
We want justice.
Yeah.
That's all we can ask for now.
If he did it, if you feel like he did it himself and y'all got strong evidence to prove that, then prove it. And if you know something different, tell us the truth of what happened. That's all we ask. Tell us the truth. Because we're going to keep pounding the pavement until it come out.
And I'm going to report on it every chance I get. Like, because Javion didn't deserve this.
No, he didn't deserve this. He was trying to make a living, and he just got a new skill. It was new. He had just got his truck washed. You know, he was becoming one. And I told him that was going to be a period when he was going to become one with the truck. Like, you'll be able to drive the truck like it's a cop. You ain't going to even notice the length of it. And he was getting to that point because I saw him back up at the restaurant that they showed us. They did show us the video from the restaurant.
Wait a minute. Oh, you talking about the truck stop
The
before
truck stop.
he got to Henderson?
Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
And that was irrelevant.
Right?
That was irrelevant. That was a filler.
Mm-hmm.
That was for them to give us something to attach to so they can hide the stuff that they didn't want to show us, which was the moment he pulled into the truck stop. I mean, the tractor trailer repair shop. So they used that. They went back in time. So you mean to tell me you went all the way back up to the truck stop that he went to before you went to the tractor trailer repair and got camera footage?
That don't even make sense. That's crazy.
You see what I mean by when it don't make sense?
Like that. Oh my God. Like that sound even worse, right?
You went way back. Because I think that was a nice little distance away. It was further than a Walmart. So y'all went way back up to the truck stop.
Further than GFL and the
Exactly.
sheriff and the, you know what I'm saying? The TNR.
So they're trying to paint a narrative. That's what they want us to believe.
But
We don't believe that at all. Well, y'all can't just come and tell us no stuff like that, man. Y'all don't even believe that.
Look, it don't make more sense. Like, okay, so y'all showed us what we really want to see here. Because Marcus was saying they showed them sitting there, getting out, going inside the store, sitting in the truck, eating and pulling off. But y'all want to show a distant, you can't see it with a dang on telescope, but you want to sit up here and give y'all that as a surveillance camera footage.
Right.
Like, come on.
Nothing associated with this tractor trailer shop. Y'all didn't tell us nothing. You didn't even name them. You didn't even say, yeah, he was at the TNR tractor trailer repair. I said, hey, where was the truck parked at? Oh, it was 60 feet or however they described it from the truck. Well, what was in the truck? The truck wasn't part of the crime scene. Well, why y'all take pictures inside the truck if it wasn't part of the crime scene? You sure enough took pictures of the Black and Miles that was in the ashtray, but you didn't. But it wasn't part of the crime scene. Come on, man, y'all. Who they think they talking to, man?
Man, every connection they made was created, in my opinion. You know, that's why I even went to somebody might have been driving his truck. He could have been somewhere. You know, they had to have him somewhere. You know, or they could have had, I don't know. It just the different time things, because I'm seeing a lost 15 hours and stuff too. Like, where would he have been sitting from 7:30 if we was to believe that? That's when he went and did it, from 7:30 to 10 in the morning. He was sitting out there. Nobody seen nothing. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It just don't make sense.
Don't make sense.
I mean, and the way that you just said that, though, that they drove all the way to get that footage, but didn't get it from the next door neighbors, that where he was actually dang on standing.
They had two more options. They had that camera.
Is a camera.
It was that camera they had options, and they had the TNR. So that's GFL, right?
Yeah. I want to make sure that you seeing this picture though, right?
I'm looking at a picture right now of the police station. I mean, the GFL camera, the handicap sign. And,
right.
Yeah,
Let me show you this first. I want you to make sure you know that's where they standing at.
Oh, yeah.
Like that truck right there, the fence, the handicap sign, the lines are right there. When you pull this up, you see that stuff at a distance. The truck, the handicap sign, the lines. This is where they was at. And so where that light is at, it's a camera right there. And on the other side where the light is at, where the other handicap sign is a camera there also. So GFL got the best footage, allegedly.
Exactly. They didn't bother to get none of that. And it wouldn't have been a hassle because it's such a small town. They're not going to say, oh, you need a subpoena to come and get this footage. No, these y'all homies. I mean, you know these people. You know what I mean? This GFL been there for years. I'm quite sure.
I mean, they buddies.
They buddies. They gotta know them.
They next door neighbors. You know.
So you mean to tell me something happened like this, and they gonna say, "Nah, you're going to have to get a subpoena"? No. Y'all directly got footage. You are gonna try to help.
Well,
to solve this.
We want to remember this.
He was shot. He thought he was drunk or something. He was trying to wake him up. The guy was cutting grass. And he saw he won't move. He was shot.
You remember that part?
Yeah.
Now that's Marcus that work at GFL. He been working there 20 plus years. They right next door. That's what he said the day that everything happened. Oh, they was coming over. Everybody was talking about it, and then they was shocked. They thought he was drunk. They was trying to wake him up. We ain't hear none of that from them. Who was trying to wake him up? That would mean they would have been right up on him. And so the other thing, I mean, what do you think about that part?
Boss, the guy saying that they tried to wake him up.
Yeah, like who tried to wake him up? I wonder.
I wonder where he was when they tried to wake him up.
He's saying that they found him at the tree. This is
Okay.
what the man is saying when they found
So
him.
I also wonder, because you know what else funny? It's crazy. I just thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
I work right across the street from a recycling place currently.
You do? Wow.
Yeah. So those guys don't work at night. That place is shut down at night. So if this happened at nighttime, they wouldn't have saw it. They come in early in the morning. So if they anything like this recycling place, they come in early in the morning. They don't work overnight.
And we thinking it was early in the morning too. I'm thinking it was like 3 something in the morning, to be honest. I mean, it could have happened at 3 in the morning. Let's think about it. Let's say they had the scuffle, whatever. Javion was parked right there where that trailer was at. That you now telling me it is a semi truck driver. Mm-hmm. That ain't a semi truck. That is not no coincidence.
Ray told me that that trailer ain't normally there. He said if that trailer wasn't there, we would have had a clear view. We would have saw everything. So he said that trailer was blocking the view.
Did you ask him when they put that trailer there?
Nah, because I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't firing on all cylinders, so I didn't know what questions to ask at the moment. But if I was to have a conversation now, I would have a lot of different questions for him.
Yeah, so with him saying that mean that trailer wasn't blocking it when y'all went then. Y'all didn't even see it.
No, that trailer wasn't there.
He just volunteered that information.
Yeah, because he wants to find a way out. They slow. They mentally slow. They're like they slow for real.
Hey, mentally. Why do you say that? Let me ask
because I used to live down south, and when you get into them type of towns, the mentality goes down. Like they thought they not in the. We from the city, we fast, so we can go down there and run circles around them, and that's why I say that, because they're not as fast as we is. That's why they didn't expect us to move as fast as we did.
Oh, I see.
You see what I mean? So them trying to come up with, and when I say them, I'm saying whoever. I don't know who did this.
Right.
But if it's a cover up, that's the day I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So if anybody's trying to cover this up, you're not smart enough to cover it up. So you're gonna make all kind of dumb mistakes, in which we seeing all the dumb mistakes they make.
Mm-hmm.
Because the story just don't make sense.
No, never made sense.
It never made sense. That's why nobody in the whole United States believed it. No nationalities.
Yeah, man. Like everybody's sitting there looking like this. What y'all doing? I'm gonna be honest. It feels like they have gotten comfortable and wasn't worried about nobody checking behind them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
because they thought they was going to run it right out through the back door as an unalignment of himself, and they thought that was going. When that first conversation I had with the with Bishop, we was on the phone no longer than, I say, 15 to 20 minutes. Within that time, he told me what happened to my son, and he also offered to went straight to, okay, so how y'all gonna get arrangements to get him back up there? I'm like, hold on, man, you just told me what happened to my son, that he unalived himself. And in the same breath, you now asking me, so how y'all, so you taking this to go? Like it's a McDonald's order or something. So you taking him to go? How you want to put him in a plastic bag, or you want a paper bag? You want a drink with that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so how do you go from A to B like that? He could have simply said, you know what, take your time. If you got any more questions, call me back. He could have gave me a few days. and then called and said, hey, I know it's a hard time or whatever, but the coroner's finishing up. I want to know did you have any arrangements on getting him there? We can help you with that. He talked to me like I knew what to do.
Wow, like you've been through this before.
Like I've been through this before. Like, yeah, I'm gonna call my cousin them, and they'll be down there. They're gonna grab him. Just send me the address. We'll be there.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how they set
and
that
then
up.
And then the first person to turn around and accuse you of bullying him, basically. Oh, he threatened my life. Oh,
I threatened you.
On you. Like,
right.
He just violated you.
He hung up on me because he thought he caught me with something. He said, oh, I got him. I got him. Now I got him on recording threatening. I ain't threatening you, man. I said, y'all gonna have problems down there. And it's problems down there. That's
with the hurricane and all that.
The hurricane, I mean, the media attention, they don't want all of that. That's a problem for them. They don't want all the attention down there.
So did Bishop tell you that he was the first one? He seen him, or did the story change? Because I know
he didn't tell me that he was the first person that saw him. I think his deputies, the lady, and I call him little Steph Curry because he reminds me of Steph Curry.
Wait a minute now.
The light skinned cat.
Right. Wait, right here. Okay. Who do you recognize in this picture? Oh,
the dude that look like Steph Curry.
Who do you recognize in this picture?
I recognize the dude that look like Steph Curry.
The black guy.
There's that.
Are you telling me, is this a lady in the middle?
Hey, it look like a lady.
It do. I've been trying to figure that out for the longest, and then I heard that he got a person that's always with him named LeBron.
It was a lady sheriff. I mean, not sheriff. It was a lady deputy. She didn't say much. She said enough.
What?
When I went back to listen to it, she said enough.
Really?
But she didn't say much, but she said enough. And
Could this be her?
Huh?
Could this be her?
It could be. Like I said, I don't remember. I think she Hispanic. So it could be.
Now, you see the other things I have circled. What's your take on that?
The one in the other, it looked like, that one looked like you could see through it. It's like the window. The only thing that don't make sense with that is if that's a window that you're seeing through the window of the police, the car, then that pole don't line up. What is the line? You know what I mean? You see how the pole is with the wire on the top? So if that was see-through, if that was a window that we're looking through, you see how the white mark is right where you got the arrow at? It don't make sense for the pole. So that it looked like there's probably somebody or something there. Yeah. Because it don't look like the rest of the pole.
I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, it's definitely somebody there. I seen it. I mean, I zoomed in. I could see the face, the hair, the eyes. I see the person. I can see this person clearly.
I know people were saying that this was taken to the 12th.
Yeah.
Nobody knows when it was taken.
Right, like
that's when it was posted. You can take a picture today and post it next month.
That's what I said. I said
that ain't no proof that it was just because when they posted it. And if you look at the lady, if you listen to the lady, I'm wondering if she the one that took the picture.
Right, that's the lady. Yeah, she said she did.
And why would she have to sneak to the gas pump to take the picture?
No, that's what I'm saying though. She said that she took the picture because everybody was saying he was in the woods, and she was like it's like she was talking after the fact. So that's why I was trying to talk to her. Like, what picture did you take?
Right.
Because to me, she was speaking like it was after. She ain't contacted me yet though. I mean, I don't know no other way to reach her.
Yeah, we need whoever took this picture. We need to find out. When did y'all take this picture? Because Because if you took this picture on the 11th, then this picture is the smoking gun. This picture is the right here.
What was they doing on that day? I mean, the thing on. So basically, you saying that because they y'all talked to them about this picture, right?
Yeah, they said it was Photoshop. That's all they said. Oh, it was Photoshop. They didn't say it wasn't taken that day. They said he actually said that's when they was out there getting evidence, pulling cameras and stuff, camera footage. That's what Sheriff Brain said. You went out there at the next night to pull camera footage.
Get out of here. That's what they said.
But you went and got the Walmart camera footage that day.
That's what he said.
That what he said.
On this picture. So he's admitting.
He's seen this picture.
He's admitting it's a real picture.
It's a real picture. He said that it was Photoshop. First he said it was Photoshop, and then he said it was taken. It was taken the next night or something. The night they was out there looking for evidence.
Explain the figure on the ground. Like I ain't going with the Photoshop. I mean, I can't explain everything I see in the picture, but we ain't going with the Photoshop.
Exactly.
Like, okay, was all of them actually supposed to be at work that night? And who's the guy? Who's the tall guy? Who is he?
It seemed like he'll be tall enough to wrap a rope around the tree.
Yeah, he's definitely tall. He's tall.
That's all I'm saying. He ain't got to climb.
So
I'm just saying.
Exactly. Did y'all ask them who this tall guy was?
We never. Nah. I just asked them about the picture. I asked them, did y'all know about the picture? Did you see the picture? Because I was trying to. What I called him for was like, y'all got any update? Anything you can tell us to like ease our mind? I mean, what happened? And he was like, oh well, we're waiting on the toxicology report, and then we're gonna be done. And I said, what about all the information that's out? What information? I said, it's a whole picture. Oh yeah, we saw that picture. The picture, that's Photoshop. And that's from the night that they was out there pulling camera footage and stuff. Which also didn't make sense.
So how you gonna pull camera footage from a closed business?
Right.
And what time was they? So
and if you were pulling camera footage, you only got right? The only camera footage you got was the Shell station. Right. So y'all was at GFL. Why you didn't get that camera footage? If you say you was getting camera footage.
See, I didn't know he actually explained this photo.
Yeah, he explained it.
What? So they're getting camera footage. What? Why are they standing right there looking like that?
I don't know.
If they supposed to be working, why he leaning on the car? Clearly, they ain't working.
And then he said it was Photoshop. So you acknowledging that what we're seeing is what we're seeing, but you saying that it's Photoshop.
He got some splaining.
So then you must have a.
He said, "What? I'm tripping."
Hey. I don't know. I want to know. I want to know the storyline. I mean, they need to say something. Let us know what's going on.
A little bit more. Can you call him back? And I mean, since he explained it, ask him who the tall guy is. You want to identify everybody on this picture. And then let's find out the date and the reports that they wrote that night. I'm just saying, if he admitted to that picture, he got some explaining to do.
They got some explaining to do, period.
Period, yeah.
They don't even know how to explain it. This story gonna be so jacked up. I'm gonna tell you right now. Whenever they come out with this story, the only thing they can possibly say to try to is just to say it was an unalivement and they go on about their business and don't say nothing else. Because if they try to say anything like a story, that story is not gonna make sense.
I gotta go back to this picture, right? Because I want to go back to this picture because I clearly see it's not the same shirt, right? And I clearly see a scar that I'm pointing at too, right? A muscle shirt. Stains down the front. What did he have on at the tree when you seen him? I mean, the shirt, the exact he gotta have had. If this shirt was dirty and ripped, then it couldn't have been the same shirt.
They could have changed his clothes.
Yeah.
Because the shirt that it looked like he had on was clean.
Yeah.
Now that too, how can you climb a tree and keep your shirt so clean when you got to do all the stuff I explained that you had to do in order to tie the rope up there? You have to hold on to the tree, because one thing for sure is he ain't tall enough to reach that limb. And the way that the way the rope was knotted in, it was like looped in and all kind of little trickery with the rope.
That weird. Like that was
You,
a lot
in
of
order to
weight.
do that, you had to be up there with actually doing it, because you're gonna need 2 hands.
Yes.
So unless he got monkey abilities where he can hang and do all this stuff with his feet and everything else.
The damn monkeys.
Exactly. And I hate to even use that term in this situation, but it fits the narrative. You know what I mean? I have to use it.
Lord.
So unless he was able to do that, how?
Yeah, that is. When I seen that picture, I couldn't believe that was the actual picture. I did not picture that, because he was like, it wasn't in a knot, it wasn't in a noose. So then I kind of pictured it. Okay, so was it laying across the branch like Christmas lights?
Right.
But then when I seen that, it looked like it was tied and stuff. It almost looked like they was doing something. If they would have kept going, it could have been a hammock, a net, or something.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like
that's because they had to. That's because the measurement. You had to measure it, and they still didn't get it right because he was sitting on his butt. He was sitting on his butt, so they still didn't get it right. They just said in order to get it right, they would have had to undo it and redo it.
But hold on though, because the only person that said he was sitting on his butt was Brain. Okay, the guy that called 911. What did he say? This man HUNG himself in the tree.
In the tree.
And he said it twice in the very beginning of that call. Then he turned around and said he still got the rope around. Yeah. So he brought that home at the end when they asked him if he had a defibrillator. He said it again. But then in the paper, the articles I read, they didn't say what the 911 caller said. Brain didn't say what the 911 caller said. We are to believe the person that's sitting there looking at him, right? So at what point did they change the story? How was that? I mean, we heard what the man said, and then we heard the sheriff change the story. So
that's because the sheriff don't know the truth. He was put out there.
Yep.
To tell something. He had to say something. And all the information he had was from his deputies.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. So the deputies is the sheriff.
Exactly.
That's who the sheriff is. So I got the number up there if anybody wants to call in. We own 2 hours now. I'm opening them up if y'all want to call. But is there anything else that you want? You already talked to Brain, T and R. You want to say anything to them?
Nah.
No.
I'm gonna let them
marinate.
Yeah. I'm gonna let these guys come up with their story. I just need them to say something.
You just want justice.
Oh, I just want justice. We need to know the truth. Just tell us the truth.
Period.
We grown, we can handle it. But we want to know.
Is there anything that you want to say to the audience or anybody, anything else you want us to know?
Keep us in y'all prayers and keep his name alive, you know. Keep Javion's name alive and thank you guys for staying in tune and it's a collective love that is gonna bring this justice about. And we feel the love from all y'all. We feel it.
It's definitely all love over here. I'm taking hits for y'all too, you know, and I'm hitting back too. But I mean, I ain't never dealt with this kind of crap. But we want justice, and we ain't gonna quit talking about it. I don't care what the naysayers say.
Yeah.
So whoever just called, you can call back. I just didn't hear your name, and but yeah, if you can call back, you got a few more minutes.
A little bit because I haven't voted yet. I gotta get up.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I definitely gotta get out there and vote.
Well, never mind,
Yeah.
caller. I'll ask them when we ain't live because you ain't calling back quick enough. Thank you so much. I had no idea you didn't vote, but you ain't eat. You didn't get a haircut.
I ain't eat, and I gotta go back to work tonight. I was supposed to be off, but they asked me if I can come in. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in and giving us some new information, whether you meant to or not. We want justice for Javion, and we ain't gonna stop talking about him until we get it.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get it.
So I thank you so much. You can come and talk to us anytime. You are welcome.
Oh yeah, I will. I ain't long as you guys in it with me. I'm in it with y'all. We all in it together.
Yeah, we all in it together. We ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So peace and love, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here with them. I hope everybody voted. Did y'all all vote? Or y'all gotta go vote too? But anyway, we're gonna get up out of here. Peace and love and justice for Javion.
All right.
See you later, Kori. You don't have to wait on me. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for being here. Please smack that Shout out to all my moderators. Shout out to my Peace and love, y'all. We out.